Now, the SA Top 40 today is currently trading around 0.6%. Now, this, ladies and gents, it is very interesting and exciting because today, ladies and gents, we got to see the interest rate decision from our governor, or from the Reserve Bank governor, which is something that is incredible. And ladies and gents, you already know, or some of you already know by now, that the interest rate in South Africa was risen by 75 basis points, or 0.75%, which is something that at least it's not that bad. Looking at the fact that some analysts, including myself, I was thinking that interest rate was going to be raised by 100 basis point or at 1%, looking at the fact, or looking at the current economic conditions, and also looking at the fact that South Africa, when comparing to the US, it is sort of like lagging in terms of rising interest rates. And especially that yesterday we got to see the CPI figures, which came out worse than what analysts expected. Because as in the screen, you notice that yesterday the CPI, or the SA CPI, came at around 7.6%, which was higher than the consensus of around 7.4%. So the cost of living in South Africa actually came out to be worse than what analysts expected. Most products and services here in South Africa are still very expensive, which is something that obviously to me it was not good, because last month, or for the month of September, we got the CPI figures coming out at 7.5%. Now, I thought it was going to get better and better, especially looking at the fact that the trend in the US when it comes to CPI, it has becoming better and better, or it has reached that state that it is on a decline, which is something that is incredible, and something that I expected it to happen also in South Africa. But instead of us maybe seeing also a continuous decline in the cost of living, or CPI figures, we got to see it rising again, even worse than what analysts expected. Not just only rising, even above the CPI figures we saw last month for the month of September, but it came out to actually be worse, or higher than what analysts expected, which is something that obviously it was not good. So that whole scenario made me to obviously conclude that chances were high that we're going to see, of course, a 100 basis point or a 1% increase in rate hike announced today, which, ladies and gents, we did not see that. We saw obviously the Reserve Bank increasing interest rates by 75 basis point, or 0.75%, which obviously, like I said, it is I think a relief from my side, and maybe some of the people, I think a lot of people will welcome this, because like I said, there were so many analysts, or there were some analysts rather, who were expecting a 100 basis point or a 1% increase. But before we dig deep into this video, you know that this video is just an entertainment video and not a professional financial advice video. You already know that this content I produce here it's just my personal opinion, and not a professional, or it's not supposed to be considered as a professional financial advice content. If you seek professional financial advice, you already know what to do, and that is you need to go and consult the professionals. But one thing that I would really like you to do is to hit that like button if you are enjoying the content that I'm giving you about the latest developments, about the rate hike we just witnessed, or we saw today, or from the Reserve Bank. So if you like it, or if you're liking this content, please do make sure that you hit that like button, as it helps with YouTube's algorithm, and I'll definitely appreciate that. So yes, we got to see the Reserve Bank, of course, increasing interest rates by, of course, 75 basis point, or 0.75%. This means that those of you who don't have a fixed loan interest on your loans, or the kind of loans you have, are definitely going to feel the heat once again, because your monthly credit card repayment is going up, your bond or house bond or home loan is going up, your vehicle finance or car finance is going up. And that is, of course, if you did not do a fixed rate the time you took that loan. So you are going to see, of course, these things becoming more and more expensive, or your loan repayments are going to become more, which is something that obviously must just make you to obviously try, if you can, to of course try out there, go out there maybe and try to whenever you can, try to pay off some of your loans, pay off some of your debts, because it looks like this the rising of these interest rates might continue, or is going to continue even going to 2023. So yeah, we are still going to see a lot of interest rate hikes even in 2023, because remember, they do this, or the Reserve Bank do this, trying to curb inflation. That is the main thing as to why they are increasing these interest rates. They want to curb inflation, or they want to at least bring the cost of living down to normal. I think the SA Reserve Bank target in terms of inflation is to bring inflation between 2.5 and 6%. So as long as it's not within that range, then we are going to see them, probably chances are going to continue aggressively increasing interest rates, trying to bring it down to that bracket, which is something that obviously, that, or with that in mind, and looking at the fact that we are still at, or we are currently at 7.6% now, it must just show you that for us to go back to within that bracket of 2.5, or between 2.5 and 6%, might take some time. And as long as we are over, or if inflation is over 6%, we are still going to see this Reserve Bank continuing to aggressively increase interest rates. So this, like I said, whenever you can, or whenever you get some extra money, make sure that you go and take care some of your loan, so that at least you don't get hurt by much when these interest rates kick in. Because, ladies and gents, this is obviously not good, but also it is a good thing when looking at the fact that, or looking at the point that it will bring the cost of living down. So the prices of food, prices of oil, at the end of the day, we'll see them, of course, coming down, or at least settling, so that and not continuing rising, because also that it is a problem in its own, because things are becoming more and more expensive. And the thing is, our salaries are not even increasing, trying to catch up with the increase that we are seeing on the products and services and that we use on a day-to-day, which is quite also a concern on the other side. So yes, I know that these interest rates are very much painful when the Reserve Bank continues to increase them, but on the other side, we've got prices of food, we've got prices of the products and services we use on a day-to-day also rising, which is also not good on the other side, because we are going to end up not being able to afford most of the things that we used to afford maybe last year or 2 years ago, which is not something that is not good at all. So yeah, I suppose they don't have any option or choice to do than to increase interest rate, trying to curb the cost of living, or trying to bring the prices of the products and services we use on a day-to-day down. So we are going to continue to see the Reserve Bank continuing to do this until, of course, they get inflation at that bracket which they want, or at the target which they are looking out for. So I personally think that what one must do, obviously, is to try, whenever you get the extra money, whenever you, money from your side hustles, money from, I don't know, wherever you get your extra money from, I think it is kind of wise to obviously try to pay off some of your debts, so that at least you don't get that much of an impact when these interest rates are being risen. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I should just give you this quick update. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell, so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, one thing that I'm liking, like I said at the beginning of this video, is the fact that the markets in South Africa, even after the announcement of the 75 basis point or 0.75% increase, are still trading sort of like high. The SA top 40, like I said, is still trading over 0.6%, which is something that is incredible, and something that makes me want to see, or makes me to think that the markets really like, of course, the announcement made by, of course, the Reserve Bank. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.